Hello, second grade champions. Good afternoon. Today for Spirit Day, we are kind of celebrating May the 4th be with you, which has really been adopted by Star Wars fans. They kind of took May 4th as their day because in the Star Wars movies, you hear the phrase, "May the Force be with you." So they adopted May 4th, and May the 4th be with you is now Star Wars kind of official day. So I have some of the, let's call it main characters from Star Wars, R2-D2, C-3PO, Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Yoda, who of course is a favorite. And I'm really excited to share them with you as we celebrate Star Wars Day. We are reading Puppy Place, which is a wonderful book, and I hope you're really enjoying it. And we are going to begin. We're moving through this book pretty quickly here. We are going to begin on page 89, and we're going to backtrack just a little bit. And you remember that the lamb and the dog are getting along really well, and they're going to stay together a little bit longer because there's a big snowstorm. Freckles plunged into the snow. Even with the flashlight beam on him, he almost disappeared into the whiteness, except for his brown freckles and his one brown ear. He bounded and leapt, pushing his way through the drifts as Steve and Charles tried to follow the old snowshoe trail. "Good enough," said Steve after Freckles had done his business. "Let's head back." The cabin felt warmer and cozier than ever when they came back in. Brushing snow off their jackets, the yellow glow of the kerosene lamps made everything look pretty. "Fluffy missed you," Dad said. The lamb leapt off his lap when he spotted Freckles, and the two began to play again. This time they both seemed tired out after a few laps around the room. Charles gave Fluffy one more bottle before bedtime and helped Dad change his diaper. Then he got the bed of towels near the wood stove all ready for Fluffy and Freckles. Charles was sleeping on the floor right next to them on an old camping mat of Steve's. Dad was going to sleep on the couch. Charles sat down on the floor by the wood stove to give Fluffy one more hug before he tucked the lamb in. The lamb was so soft and warm, and he smelled so good. He nuzzled Charles's cheek and breathed softly into his ear. "I love you too, Fluffy," Charles said, holding him close. Then he felt something nudging his elbow. It was Freckles pushing his nose against Charles's arm. "What about me? Don't I get a hug?" Charles smiled. He had been as patient as he could be, and now Freckles was finally ready for a hug. He settled Fluffy onto his bed of towels, then pulled Freckles gently into his lap. The white pup was warm and relaxed, and he let Charles hold him close without squirming or pulling away. Charles felt tears welling up in his eyes as he kissed the top of the puppy's sweet-smelling head. Lambs were wonderful, but there was nothing like hugging a puppy. "We can all take turns feeding Fluffy when he wakes up hungry in the night," said Steve as he turned off the lamps and climbed up the ladder to his sleeping loft. "I'll make up a few bottles so they're ready." Charles slid down into the warm sleeping bag a little later on, feeling happy to lie down and stretch out. It had been a long, exciting day. He couldn't wait to see how much more snow fell overnight. Maybe Steve had a sled he could borrow to use on that hill beyond the last row of maples. Drowsily, Charles glanced over at Freckles and Fluffy, who lay curled up together nearby. They looked so cozy in the flickering light. From the wood stove's glass window, Charles yawned and slipped off into a deep sleep. It seemed like only minutes before Fluffy began to bleed again. Charles rolled over in his sleeping bag, groaning. How could one tiny lamb eat so much? "I've got it," Steve said. Charles heard him climbing down the ladder from his sleeping loft. Soon Fluffy's bleeding stopped as he gulped down the bottle Steve fed him. Charles watched them for a while by the light of the wood stove, then drifted off to sleep again. When he woke, there was a milky white light coming from the windows. Charles rubbed his eyes. He had slept through the whole night. Dad was still snoring on the couch, and Steve was up in his loft. Why hadn't any of them heard Fluffy bleating for food again? Charles sat up straight and looked over at the little bed near the stove. It was empty. Dad, he called, jumping to his feet. Steve, wake up! Fluffy and Freckles are missing. We'll stop there. Bottom of page 93, and we will begin tomorrow, chapter 9, page 94. Thank you, and have a really good day. Bye.